Welcome to today's Explainer. We've got a seriously fascinating journey ahead of us, one that I honestly found incredibly surprising. We're going to be bridging the absolute cutting edge of modern technology with ancient East Asian philosophy. It sounds wild, but we're going to explore a groundbreaking framework for figuring out our place and, actually maintaining our humanity in this hyper-connected era of artificial intelligence. Okay, let's jump right in with a pretty massive kind of existential question. As machines get ridiculously good at writing, drawing, and even predicting our behavior, like sometimes knowing what we want to binge watch before we even pick up the remote, we really have to ask ourselves, what makes human beings special in an AI-dominated world? We are reaching a point where AI isn't just crunching numbers anymore. It's literally mastering creativity and intuition. Because of that, defining our unique value isn't just some fun intellectual exercise. It is an absolute, urgent necessity for our survival.
So here's our roadmap for today's Explainer. First, the AI existential crisis. Then, the limits of analytical thinking. Third, what is correlative thinking? Fourth, the four-stage framework. And finally, human-AI coevolution.
All right, part one, the AI existential crisis and the singularity. Take a look at this shift. It's actually a little chilling when you stop and think about it. For literally centuries, humans have been what we'd call choosing beings. We designed, we built, and we ultimately controlled our technology. But in this new hyper-connected era, we are rapidly becoming beings who are either chosen or overlooked. Think about it. The job market, our news feeds, even our social interactions, they're all increasingly filtered and decided upon by algorithms behind a screen. Social control is subtly but profoundly transferring over to AI and the people who design it. So this isn't just about losing jobs, it's a profound crisis of human purpose.
Moving on to part two, the limits of analytical thinking, and why our current system is kind of breaking down.
You can really start to see the fissures in our current system. Our modern world was built almost entirely on Western analytical thinking, intense specialization, and very linear planning. But look at what happens when that framework crashes into an AI-saturated society. In our economy, fierce competition and highly reductionist metrics just end up alienating us. In education, a narrow expertise that you might have studied years to master can literally be rendered completely useless overnight the second an AI learns how to do it. And culturally, we have this immense material abundance, but it's paired with a massive sense of emotional unfulfillment. We are globally connected, for sure, but we're feeling completely severed from actual meaning.
Which brings us to part three. What is correlative thinking? Basically, our holistic solution to all of this.
Enter correlative thinking. What I found so fascinating about the source material here is that it describes this incredibly holistic way of understanding the world through analogy, connection, and context, rather than just slicing everything up into tiny, isolated fragments. And this isn't some trendy new Silicon Valley concept either. It's deeply rooted in ancient East Asian concepts like yin-yang and the five phases, or wuxing. Crucially, it involves the whole human being, your intellect, your body, your emotions, and your intuition, the whole shebang. It's not about trying to act like a highly efficient machine. It's about leaning hard into what makes you uniquely human.
To really wrap our heads around this philosophy, let's use a super grounded metaphor. Rain. If you're using pure analytical thinking, rain is just water falling from the sky. It's factual, it's reductionist. But correlative thinking, it sees the web of connections. It looks at how that rain changes a student's morning commute, how it revives a farmer's crop, how it burdens the city's drainage system, and even how it shifts a person's mood. AI might have all the raw data on the rainfall, sure, but it is the human job to responsibly bind that information to actual human meaning.
Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is the stark contrast between these two paradigms. And to be clear, we are absolutely not pitting them against each other as enemies. Analytical thinking gives us precision, prediction, and control. I mean, it's literally what built AI in the first place. But its main limitation is that it's highly vulnerable to the loss of meaning. Correlative thinking, on the flip side, aims for harmony, appropriateness, and balance. It provides the ethical insight and meaning creation that AI completely lacks.
Let's get into part 4, the four-stage framework, and how we actually apply this stuff to resolve conflicts and crises. To actually put this into practice, the source material points us toward an approach that beautifully echoes Wonyo's Hwajang philosophy. If you're not familiar, that's a traditional Korean Buddhist concept all about harmonizing disputes and resolving conflicts by recognizing how interconnected different viewpoints really are.
Stage 1 here is IPCHE, or stereoscopic thinking. It's rooted in Taoist thought. The formula is x is minus x and minus x is x. Now don't panic, this isn't a dry math equation you have to memorize. It's a mental signpost. It means seeing a single problem from multiple perspectives at the exact same time. Going back to our student in the rain analogy, this isn't just theory. It's the daily active practice of viewing a challenge from every possible angle, recognizing how opposites actually depend on each other.
Next up is Stage 2, which is Sunhuan, or cyclical thinking. This one is centered more in Buddhist thought, and the formula here is x is neither negative x nor x. This is all about reading the rhythm of change. In your everyday life, it means looking at the repetition of failure and recovery not as a straight downward line to disaster, but as a completely necessary cycle of growth. It teaches us to embrace the nonlinear, messy realities of our own lives, something that cold algorithms literally cannot grasp. Then we reach Stage 3, Ganggam, which basically translates to empathy. This draws really deeply from Confucian thought. The formula x is x and negative x is negative x emphasizes that to have genuine, real empathy, we first need clear relational ordering and boundaries. In practice, this means truly reading the hearts of the people around you, your friends, your teachers, your community. It's about building a communal order where people connect on a deeply human level, which is absolutely something no AI can authentically simulate.
And all of this builds right up to Stage 4, Yunhap, or convergence. Interestingly enough, this stage integrates Western Abrahamic religious thought. The formula is X is everything. This is the ultimate creative act, right? Crossing traditional boundaries to connect entirely diverse fields of knowledge. Imagine blending social studies and science, or poetry and mechanical engineering to create totally new answers and unprecedented values. This type of convergence is exactly the kind of nuanced meaning-making that AI just cannot replicate.
Finally, Part 5, Human-AI Coevolution and Achieving what's called consilience.
There's a quote from the source text that literally hit the nail on the head for me. It says, "The Western and Eastern intellectual traditions are like the two halves of a whole brain." So the absolute crucial takeaway here is that we are not abandoning Western science or analytical thinking. Not at all. Instead, we're rebalancing it. We are re-engaging the holistic, whole-system thinking of the East that has, frankly, been severely undervalued in our modern tech-driven society.
So here is your ultimate survival strategy in this AI era. True consilience means we actually have to do both. Step 1, we use our incredible analytical tools to understand the mechanisms of AI, to code it, to scale it, to build it. But step 2 is where we save our humanity. We have to employ correlative wisdom to guide AI's purpose and how it integrates into our society. You need the human body, the messy human emotions, and genuine human connections to stand at the top of the mountain and be able to see both the forest and the trees.
So I really want to leave you with a question to chew on today. Take a look around at your algorithms, your feeds, the tools you use every single day. How will you apply holistic, correlative thinking to find actual meaning and connection in your own hyper-connected life? The machines might have all the data in the world, but you have the power to create the meaning. Use it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you next time.